Hey guys, welcome. Good morning. So today I am going to teach you guys how to make this nice cover page, right? So without much further ado, let's start. To design what you have on the screen, all you need to do is to click on the rectangle tool and then just click drag and draw your rectangle. Good. Now we are going to be using the trim tool to cut this rectangle into various pieces of objects. Before we do that, let's just give this a fill color from the color palette. Just select any color. This is just to help you know exactly what you are doing when you are cutting the object. Now, to cut or trim the objects, we need to draw a kind of curve. So to draw that curve, we need the tool called the 3-point curve. So you click on the freehand tool and get the 3-point curve, right? So you click and then make the curve. Now anytime you want to make a curve, make sure you don't do it at the edge or baseline. Make sure you extend a bit further so you can know what you are really doing. Now we are going to start with this first curve here, right? And then we do the second one before we get to the third. Now to do the first, we start from here, right? And then we draw, you release, and yeah, okay, good. Click, and then let's complete this. You click drag and draw, right? And make sure you extend it out here, somewhere here, all right? No, let's leave it here. Here will do. Okay, now you come in this way. Yeah, perfect. Now we have the first curve, so we need to trim. So what you need to do is to select this your curve by clicking using your pick tool, right? And then make sure you hold the shift key, right? And then click on the object to select. Another way to do this is to just click, drag and select over everything. But now I'm just going to click on the curve tool, hold my shift key, and then click on the rectangle, and then you simply click on the trim tool to trim. Perfect. Now your object has been trimmed, so you need to delete this curve because you don't need it anymore. So you hit the delete key, and the next thing to do is to break these two objects apart. And how do you do that? You just click on the object, you go to objects, and then click on break curve apart. Pretty. This is awesome. Now you can give this a different shade, right? Awesome. I believe you get the jig, or you call the jack. Now you can give this a white fill if you want to. Now I want to go to the next section to also achieve this curve here. What do I do to achieve that? Beautiful. Now to achieve that, I can decide to take this particular curve, this one, I can decide to move it apart, right? For now, maybe just give it one color there so I wouldn't lose track of that. All right, now let's still cut this. Now I'll go back to my 3-point curve, right? And then I want to start from this angle kind of, and then make sure you always extend it, or let me just start from here, and then you click drag, right? And then you have the first curve, something like this. Now I'm going to also click and drag, and then I have the finished curve. If I feel I didn't get that right, I can just, okay, I think this is perfect. Good, perfect. Now you can just go to your shape tool and extend this a bit. Remember, your line has to always be extended so that you can have a nice cut. Okay, you can see that I have the line extended, right? So to do the trim, you can select everything, right? Or you click on the line, hold your shift key, and then click on the objects, and you click on the trim tool. Perfect. Now the shape has been trimmed. You click on this line and then delete. What's the next thing to do? You break your curve apart. You click on the object and you click on objects and break curve apart. Good. You can see now that you can simply select this and give it a fill color, right? That tickles your fancy. Now if you decide, you can also move it apart, but there's no need to move it apart. Let me just go ahead and trim the last object to get this last part of the curve. So I'll go ahead and go to my 3-point curve, and quickly I'll click, right? Let me do that again. I didn't get that right, so I'm going to click and just drag to this point. Yeah, somewhere here will be good, and then voila, perfect. That is it. I got it. Okay, so now let's cut. How do we cut? Make sure you hold your shift key with your line selected or your curve selected. You hold the shift key and click on the object you want to trim, and then you click on the trim tool. Good. Now that it's been trimmed, you delete the curve, right? And you click on the object and also go to object and break it apart. Break the curve apart. So you can see now that you can give this a different fill color. Now that is it, guys, for breaking all the objects apart. So I'm going to bring this back to where it is, its original position. Okay. Alright, so now I can also decide to adjust these curves if I want to. You click on the shape tool to do that, right? You just to fix. So I can decide to fix this. If I feel the curve is not really giving me, okay. And also I need to shape this with my shape tool. Good. Perfect. Now another thing you must do is to remove all the line colors, but before we remove the line colors, let's use the interactive fill tool to select the color that is appropriate. I can use this color eyedropper to pick the exact color here. I can just give it my own fill color. So I'll just click here and click on the color red, right? And then give this a blue color, a navy blue color, and this has to be white, right? Now I need the interactive tool to have a kind of mix for this shader. So to do that, I'm going to click on the interactive fill and then just click and drag. Click and drag. So this part is blue, so I'm going to make this other part to be black. I'm going to shade it with black. So you click and then always make sure to change this to RGB and go to the darker shade, and that will do. You can see now you have that nice blend there, and you can also reposition this if you want and extend this handle there. Good. So I'm going to also do the same for the red color here. So I'll click and then click and drag too, right? And then click on this white node and change it to what? Black. And always change this to RGB and go to the darkest shade, and that is it. Good. And you have that, and you can also extend this. Okay, there's this point here that is looking just going to fix that with my shape tool. I think I'll need this to do that. Let me see if that fixed it. Okay, I feel it's better now. Okay, now I'm going to remove all the line colors, and but before I remove that, let me just scribble in, try to draw some of these houses shapes here. So to get these houses, all I need is I need a rectangle tool. You draw, right? And we are going to use boxes, just small boxes. We'll fix this. You can use a perfect square. Ctrl D to duplicate. So you just Ctrl D to duplicate. Good. So I will just position this here, right? Now Ctrl D to duplicate. So Ctrl D to duplicate and fill up. Perfect. So I can give this like an ash, right? And then just select all the boxes inside and make it white. Good. Now I'm going to remove the line color. I'll select everything, double click on the line, and then say none to remove the line color. Perfect. You can see that. So I'm having a nice beautiful skyscraper, right? Good. So just repeat the same process. I believe you already get the process, you know. So to make another design, I'll just kind of draw maybe something like this will do, and then I'm going to give it the white feel, and the same process I'll make this one to be what? Ash, or give it a darker shade of ash, or bring it here. So now I am going to move this a bit and just duplicate it. Ctrl D. So just duplicate, Ctrl D. Good. Now you select everything here and remove the line color just to make it look nice. You double click on the outline and say none. Fantastic. You can see that. Alright, so I don't want to start making like those 3D whatever, but if you want to make it look more 3D, you can do something like this. If I duplicate this, for instance, watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to duplicate this, Ctrl D, right? I want to turn it into a 3D object. So I will also duplicate, Ctrl D. Let me repeat that. So let's duplicate it again, Ctrl D, right? And then just move it aside and you skew it, right? Good. And you just move it in there. You can see it's already looking like a 3D skyscraper, right? And if I don't really need to see the top, all I need to do, instead of skewing it up, I can also skew it down. So let me skew this one a bit down. Just click skew down and then select this and skew it down too. Click and skew down, so we don't need it up anymore. You can see that, guys. Perfect. So you select this, Ctrl G to group, right? And then you can move it right in here and send it to the back. So you go to objects, you say order to back of page, to back of page. You can see that. Okay, and you can also move it wherever you want. So guys, try to do play around with this and get your own concept. Meanwhile, let me just duplicate this so I'll have like more buildings. So I'm going to Ctrl D to duplicate and probably mirror it the other way. Good, so it will look like a twin building, and bring this and maybe just extend. Good. Okay, and I may decide to like have something like this. Again, let me just put it in front there. Ctrl D to duplicate, just put it somewhere here and bring it to the front, page up. So that's it, making the building. So I'll select everything and group, Ctrl G to group. So now guys, remember the power clip we talked about? I am going to use the power clip tool to place all this image inside this object. How do I do that? Simply click on the objects you've made, the buildings, right? You click on objects and you click on power clip and you click place inside frame, and then you click inside the frame you want to place the object. Voila, and there you go. So let's just adjust this. You go to edit, right, and we are going to rescale this a bit so our building will look like as if it's really rising, and that is perfect. I think this is perfect. So you click finish. Good. Now let's complete our design, guys. Now to complete the design, we need them to scribble in some text, right? So you go to your text tool, click on the text tool, and then you type headline. Perfect. Now you click extend, you click to have something like this. You can make it bold and give it the fill color of your choice, and you bring that in to the, you can also remove, if you don't want this bold, you remove the bold, and let's try this color to see if it goes, or you come into, or let's use this should be better. Good. Now the next thing to do is to go back to the text tool. When you click on the text tool, you type butcher design, and perfect, that is good. And from this point, I believe you guys can complete the design, since you already know. I can say perfect skyscraper for all. Skyscraper for all. Maybe below I will say something like gigantic tower. gigantic tower. Cool. And that will do. Right? And you go ahead and reduce this. Just reduce it a bit. Alright. You can decide to give it another fill color if you want, but in my case, let me just leave it that way, or let me give it this fill color. Okay, so the next thing to do is pick up your text to also type annual reports. You use the caps lock annual. I'm using the caps lock annual reports, and you bring it here, and you type 2018. Make sure you change the font. Use a font that trickles your fancy. All right, I may not want to start changing the fonts because I want to conserve my time to ensure that I don't really, spend much time on this video. So now you can also use the circle tool to make these icons here. Don't forget, and you make those icons the way they are there. I believe you guys have already learned how to do that, so I wouldn't want to go into explaining that so I don't waste so much time. Alright, so you can reduce this and remove the line colors. That's about the last thing I'm going to do now. So you say none. You do the same for all these objects, and make sure you scribble in some text here. Alright, just scribble in some text there. Let's keep it as black. Ctrl D, Ctrl Z. Let's duplicate this. Ctrl D. Okay, Ctrl D. So I believe you guys understand what you need to do right there, right? So here you kind of make your business. So you draw like a perfect square. You click and turn this around. You can make it 90 degrees, or let me Ctrl Z. Just come here and put 90 or 45. Let's check 90, or let's make it 45. 45 is perfect. And you bring this right here and scale it down. You can use double click on the font tool, and you use make sure you use it very good. Sorry about the background, I'm trying to wrap up the tutorial now. So this will be good, and you can use this. So I'm going to use the freehand tool to draw this. So I'll have something like this. Good. And then just put it right here and change the color. Just drag this in, and that will do. Okay, I can also make this RGB and drag this in, and that is it, guys, to make that kind of business logo there. You can also increase the line color if this is looking too a bit so to increase the line color, you just simply double click on the line here. Instead of 0.2, you can make this like 1.5 mm or 2.0. You can see that, and then you go ahead and type something like business, fantastic, we almost there. So guys, go ahead and finish up this process, and you can chat me up if you have any challenge. Don't forget to always play back the video. If you have any challenge, you can always pause, rewind, and and try to practice. That will make you get better at this. All right. Okay guys, so this will be it for today. And one more tip: if you want your job to be really nice, don't forget to always remove the line colors. I keep saying that, so I'm going to double click on this line and click on width and say none. You'll see how nice that side will be looking right now, and I'm still going to repeat that for this. And under the line, I'm simply going to say none and OK. Voila, you can see I'm already having like a nice shape here. I can also do that for this and say none. Right? Fantastic guys. Oh, okay, let's one more. Also repeat that for this part, and you say none, and you can see we have a very nice design. Alright guys, take care and see you in the next class. Bye.